everyone, so today I'm going to be doing a video all about my nose piercing. I have gotten tons of questions about it, where it was done, how much was it, the healing process, did it hurt, blah blah blah. And let me just turn off this AC. So I remember when I first wanted to get my nose piercing done, it was like 12 or something like that, and of course mom said no, you cannot get it. And so I waited until, you know, I was a little bit older, and I waited until I was turning 17. So I was turning 17 that month, and I sat down with my mom. I bugged her about it for weeks, and I sat down with her. I was like, Mom, please, like, just come with me to get this piercing done. I don't want to do it behind your back, you know. I just explained to her that, like, it's not a big deal, because she's like very strict. Like, both my parents are, they're super strict. Like, where I come from, no piercings are allowed anywhere, or tattoos, which is so hypocritical because my brother and my sister both have like tons of tattoos, and I'm like, listen, I'm not inking my body, which, by the way, there's nothing wrong with that. I was like, I'm not doing anything to my body, I'm just sticking a hole through my nose. I was like, that's it. And I told her that it was just gonna be temporary and that I'm not gonna have it forever, so let me just, you know, live. And so she gave in, and she was like, okay, fine. And since my sister, like, she knows a lot about tattoos and piercings and stuff, she's had many tattoos and piercings done, and so she recommended me go to Venus by Maria Tosh, which is in Soho, New York, and she's like really famous or whatever. Apparently she did Beyonce's belly button piercing and stuff like that. Anyway, it didn't matter really where I went, but if you guys were curious and you wanted to get it done, I say that Venus by Maria Tosh is probably one. I've seen like a lot of tattoo shops from, like, you know, what my sister has showed me and stuff like that, and from other people's experiences too, that they're not always the cleanest, and they're not always caring about, you know, cleaning their utensils and stuff like that. So I walk into this shop, and it's so welcoming, and you don't feel like you're at a tattoo piercing parlor. There's just jewelry everywhere. It's white, there's jewelry everywhere, and I was like, wow. So I see the woman who owns the shop, Maria, and she assisted us with everything, all the jewelry that I wanted to see and stuff like that. And so one thing though is if you're looking to spend money on your piercing, then I mean, this is the place for you, because this is not cheap at all whatsoever. So my piercing alone, I still have the receipt to this day, and it's almost been a year later. My piercing alone was $150, just this stud, and that's because it's an 18 karat diamond, and it's white gold. So, and it's a 1.5 millimeter. Very small, but they had even smaller ones. The smaller that you go, the more expensive it is, I believe, and the other one I believe was like 180, and I was like, okay, that's pushing it. Like, I'm not about to do that, because piercing it itself is $30 to get it pierced. So what I did is I was like, okay, well, I'll just get this one. I anyways wanted it to show a little bit. You can barely see it. You can see it like if I go up close or whatever. So altogether I paid $195, almost $200, and plus tip and stuff, so you can only imagine, like, you know, the amount of money that was spent. But it's only because I was just so worried about the healing process. I was so worried about, like, my body rejecting the piercing, that I wanted to make sure that jewelry that I put through my nose, through my skin in general, is 110% white gold, or some sort of like crystal or something like that. I can't wear fake jewelry just because my body will reject them. Like, these earrings are so fake, these ones that I have on right now. My ears are super itchy, but I'm just leaving them there because, I don't know, it's blue and it matches my shirt. So I'm sensitive to that, but if you're not, then you can go ahead and get it done anywhere. Now the process, this is what everybody wants to know. Does it hurt? How, like, what happens? So I walk into the room, it was upstairs, and it wasn't Maria who pierced me, it was actually like one of her like workers. This guy was there, he was really nice. He walked me up upstairs. I was with my sister because I was like so nervous. I sat down on this chair, on this like table, obviously, and they either lay you down or you're like sitting up. So over there they laid me down. He's like, lay down so you can do this. And I thought it would be like he would pierce it and then put the piercing in, but he actually did it all at once. So the piercing, I guess, was attached to the needle, and he went whoop, done. And honestly, I have a very high pain tolerance. I don't feel pain like most people do with piercings or needles. I'm deathly afraid of needles. I still cry to this day when I'm getting like my blood taken. Really embarrassing, but I do. But it doesn't hurt me. It's just thought of like seeing it. So I made sure to close my eyes, and I was like, okay. He's like, just breathe in, and then he went through, and all you felt was like just pressure and like the slightest amount of pinch. So I guess if you like take your fingernails and you just pinch your nose, that's it. That's all that it is. That's all it was for me, at least. I'm very thankful of that, because I would have, you know, went crazy. So it was so quick. Like the process was so quick. And after that, we left, and Maria, she told me like the whole cleaning process, so how to clean it. She told me to buy saline wound wash. She said don't put soap on it, do not put alcohol on it, because this is like a deep wound. It's not going to heal like that. It's only going to irritate. Sorry, my card was full. But like I was saying, she said that it was only going to irritate it if I did anything else. So what I did is I went to Rite Aid, because that was the only place that had it, and I bought the wound wash or whatever. I believe in my nighttime routine video I was like cleaning my nose with it, and so maybe like you can see what it looks like. But yeah, she told me that, and I used that for 6 months. At the 6-month time, it completely healed. I was able to play with it, I was able to take it out, put it back in, I was able to change it. The healing process was not the best and not the prettiest, because when the nose piercing is healing, you'll see that around your nose it's gonna start, I'm like not a professional or anything, this is just from my experience, but it's like skin is like peeling around it, just because, you know, it's healing. So you're gonna see like a bunch of like skin and stuff like that around it. I did my best to try and like, I did not pick at it, but I tried like at maybe like 3 months afterwards, I tried to like exfoliate a little bit just around my nose, and I made sure that it didn't get into the piercing, but I did that and it kind of got rid of it. So I made sure to like try to moisturize a little bit around it, although she said do not use cream around it, and I didn't. But on the 3rd month I did, because like I started feeling like, you know, it was healing a lot better. And so I was just, you know, rubbing a little bit of like cream around my nostrils, but I did not go inside piercing. So you're gonna start seeing a lot of like, you know, that, and that means that it's healing, so that's fine. It was only swollen for like the 1st and 2nd day. After that, my swelling went down, which I'm so thankful for. And right after you get it done, you're just gonna feel like the tiniest little burning sensation. Like if you guys have ever waxed before, I know this is kind of weird, but if you guys have ever waxed before anywhere, there's just like this small little burning sensation. That's exactly how it feels like. It didn't sting or anything. But when I was cleaning it, I'm not gonna lie, it did sting just a little bit, just because it was so fresh. She told me to clean it up to, I think, 2 to 3 times a day. So I did it right in the morning, once when I woke up and washed my face or whatever. I did it at night, and probably sometimes when I came back from school, because I had makeup on going to school, so I wanted to make sure that it was clean, and I didn't want it to get infected. So yeah, as far as like changing my nose piercing, I'm gonna show you up close what it looks like. So yeah, here, this is exactly what it looks like. Your boogers get caught up in this, by the way, so don't think that your boogers aren't, because they are. So this is the nose hole almost a year later. By the way, I've left my nose piercing out for like 2 days before, and it was pretty hard to put it back in because it does close up, but it's possible for you to do that. Don't worry. All you gotta do is just stick this part in first, then do that, and then you just bring it in. But yeah, that's about it. That's everything about my nose piercing. And I hope that this was somewhat helpful, because I know that when I was watching these were super helpful, and everybody's pain tolerance is different, so don't expect it to be, you know, like amazing just because I had it that way or something like that, which I hope that it is, by the way, because it wasn't a big deal to me. So don't be nervous, shake out them nerves, and you'll do fine. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye. Mwah.